Say, do you guys remember about a month ago when I was talking about how sick of Castlevania cameos I was? But one of the more frustrating ones is there's this game called Vampire Survivors, and it's a really fun game actually. It can get really addictive if you really sit down and play it, but it's very much Castlevania inspired by this developer that made the game. You're basically playing as a character. It's a level that you choose a level, and then you are basically getting bonuses every time you kill something, where you get like these little gems, and the gems allow you to unlock certain abilities, like you know, holy water or holy Bibles like circling you, or holy water getting thrown down from the sky every so often, lightning, stuff like that. Whips are in the game. So it is very much a Castlevania-inspired type of game. And Konami decided that Contra was a good idea to combine as a cameo into this Vampire Survivor. Like, what? Now, honestly, I was thinking about this, and I was going to do a video a long time ago about Vampire Survivors and how it would have been the perfect Konami inspired, like for Konami to jump on and say, hey, you guys, developer of Vampire Survivors, develop us a Castlevania version of this game. That well, Vampire Survivors, a really fun game, just announced Ode to Castlevania DLC content. Now, you may remember, because I just played it, the little Vampire Survivors rant that I had, where I was basically like, look, I don't know what any of these other games are, these V Survivors or whatever, and or V for Vendetta, I don't know, whatever the heck it's called, that V game, V Rising. I don't know anything about that game. I don't know anything about Dead by Daylight. Now, if you like those games, cool. I am really just, I'm out of it. I'm not a fan. They don't interest me whatsoever. But this does interest me. And honestly, this might be the best DLC for any game that is in relation to any kind of Castlevania cameo that's out there. This is mind-blowingly good. Like, all of the content that they're giving, first off, Vampire Survivors is pretty much a Castlevania game. Like, if not by name, then the content within. Which was so infuriating when they announced that they were teaming up with Konami to do a Contra DLC for the game. I was like, Contra? This doesn't have, other than the fact that you shoot a lot of weapons, this doesn't have anything to do with Contra. Is it cool that they added that? Sure, I like Contra. I love Contra. But I love Castlevania. And I was waiting and waiting. I was like, man, this is so dumb. Why are they doing Contra and they're not doing Castlevania? Well, guess what? They're doing Castlevania, and it is crazy how much content is coming to this. So they announced there's going to be 20 new characters, and I'm blown away at some of the characters that they're showing off. Sonia Belmont? Seriously? And in the little preview of, you know, showing all the various different, like, Castlevania characters, they showed some characters that really don't get a lot of face value nowadays. You know, most cameos, most DLC that comes out for these games that are partnerships with all these companies, they're just like, yeah, you know, let's give you an Alucard, let's give you a Richter, let's give you a Leon Belmont, let's give you a Simon Belmont, let's give you a Trevor Belmont. Maybe we'll get a Sypha, you know, once in a while. But Reinhard Schneider and Carrie Fernandez from Castlevania 64, what? Cornell? Henry? Like, they're listed. Now, I don't know if they're playable. I don't think they are. But Sonia's sprite is definitely there. You can see it. It's there. So, that's insane that a company is loving the entire Castlevania franchise. Not just, like, the original timeline. Not just the games that everybody else is talking about. I think I even saw Circle of the Moon in there. Like, crazy. So Christopher Belmont was there, like all the, you know, Grant Dynasty, like really cool stuff so far. So I was blown away at all the characters they were showcasing, and even the characters that were getting just like shown in the little preview window, just so cool. There's also going to be 40 new weapons, whips, spells, magic weapons, projectiles, and glyphs, all sorts of really cool stuff that's going to be referenced to the original Castlevania Timeline series. I'm super stoked for this. They're also creating a brand new giant stage, which is supposedly the largest stage for Vampire Survivors. Now, if you haven't played Vampire Survivors, I highly recommend checking it out. It's a lot of fun. It gets very addictive. Now, here's the thing. The graphics, not great. They're, you know, kind of like pseudo 8-bit, almost like, you know, like even like more retro. Like, they're really kind of rough around the edges. But they are, it's not a graphics game. It is a game. This is an arcade experience where you're playing as a character, basically trying to destroy or defeat all the onslaught of villains that are coming after you. And you get a weapon initially, and then as you defeat more enemies, you get the chance to upgrade your weapons and get different projectiles and all sorts of stuff like that. So it's like, if they didn't do this, I always said that Konami should steal this idea and make a game of their own. But they did one better. They made the company who makes Vampire Survivors do all the work, pretty much. And, oh man, there's going to be 30+ tracks, just to kind of rattle off a few. Vampire Killer, Bloody Tears, Simon's Theme, Leon's Theme, Moonlight Nocturne, Lost Paintings, Dance of Pearls, Aquarius, The Beginning, Divine Bloodlines, An Empty Tome, Invitation of a Crazed Moon, Pitch Black Intrusion, Amber Scenery, Saraband of Healing, Jaws of a Scorched Earth, and there's more that are going to be released with this downloadable content. I mean, 30+ tracks, 20+ characters, a brand new stage that's Castlevania referenced. There's some other stuff in there too. Really kind of blown away. And all the DLC for this game has been pretty cheap. I mean, you can get it on the Switch right now. I think it's on sale. You can get the Contra DLC for like $1 or something, or $2 or something like that. So I'm gonna say, honestly, the game's worth it. The game itself is only like maybe $4 or so. The game is so much fun. Like, you have to play it if you haven't played it. It gets super addictive, and you could spend like a long time playing the game but still be in the same round. And then if you finally die, you could start over and you could constantly upgrade your characters and stuff. It's really, really fun. It's highly addictive. Go check out Vampire Survivors and get ready. This DLC is announced to come out on the 31st of October. What a great Halloween treat for everybody. I'm very excited. So I know that I had said in the past that I was kind of tired of all the Castlevania cameos, and I'm not going to deny that I said that, or that now I'm super excited about this one. I think in retrospect, what I'm more annoyed with is the fact that they're coming out with all this stuff and there's no new game, but we just got a new game with Haunted Castle Remake or Revisited. So I'm less upset about that as far as the cameos go. It shows me that Konami is invested in Castlevania enough so that they're gonna, you know, work on stuff like like the Haunted Castle Revisited, but then they're also going to dabble with keeping the brand alive through all this other stuff. So ultimately, I think this is a good thing for the most part. I even think the other thing in retrospect is good. It's good for those people who want to check it out, who like Castlevania, who like that game. Like, in retrospect, I think I was being maybe a little bit too harsh on it. You know, this kind of releasing kind of made me go, you know, why was I so upset about this? You know, like, it's not something that I'm into for like V Rising and the other thing, Dead by Daylight. Like, it's not my thing. And I could judge it for what it is, for sure. But at the same time, there's going to be people that are going to be playing that stuff that love it, that are like super, you know, they're big time Castlevania fans that are like, oh, this is perfect because I love Dead by Daylight and I like Castlevania. So it's kind of like a, you know, a great cameo. So I'm glad that people like those and are interested in those. My worry is, of course, are we diluting the brand? But I gotta say, with this, I don't think they're diluting the brand at all. In fact, I think that this is one of the best celebrations of Castlevania that you could find. And I think the biggest reason why I say that is it is not just exploring a certain avenue of Castlevania. It is not just exploring the Egavania era. It is not just exploring the, you know, classic Vania era. It's exploring everything for the most part. I don't think I saw anything from Lords of Shadow in there. But whatever. I'm blown away at the fact that they're including all these characters that for the longest time we really thought that Konami just didn't care about Legends. I guess they kind of proved us wrong with that by releasing it through the Nintendo Switch, which I talked about a couple months ago. And, you know, the N64 games, like when was the last time you saw any art from anything in relation to those games for like newer stuff? Circle of the Moon, Sonia Belmont getting a new sprite, like what? So this is crazy. It's really good news. Definitely go check it out. Link down below for information more on Vampire Survivors. Go check it out. That's all I got for now. Real quick, the Legacy of Darkness retrospective is out on Patreon. I'm hoping to get it out publicly in the near future. If you are a patron, you can check it out down below. Link down below for the Patreon link. It's only that way temporary. I don't normally do that, but it's just because I'm waiting on some title card art, and I'm hoping to get it out next week, hopefully, if not sooner. But as soon as I get that title card art, I'll put together a title card and I'll release it to the public. You guys will be able to see it. I'm very excited for everybody to see the 100th episode of Dude, You Haven't Played This Game, so go check out that now if you're a patron, and if you're not, I don't know, a couple more days, maybe a week. So I'm really gunning to release it before Halloween, because you know that's how we do. That's it, guys. That's all I got for now. I do have one other Castlevania surprise cooking, and I can't say too much about it, but I'm very excited. I have some exclusive information that I can't share just yet with you, but you will see it in the very near future, so stay tuned. Thanks so much for the love and support of the Castlevania series, and of course, I appreciate everyone watching this. Bye-bye. See you later. I'm gonna go play some Vampire Survivors.